So very simply, after the incidents of Friday, we saw it necessary and seemed appropriate as a church to collectively gather other churches as a corporate body, come together in prayer for our city. I feel that we have a social and a spiritual responsibility to our community to show up during these instances. Obviously, there's not words that can bring comfort, but all as a church that we can share is that our only comfort is the Lord, and that He has a plan, and that plan is of hope and of a future. Our hearts are with the families, our hearts are with our city, our hearts are with LCPD, that now is left to really sort this out. So really the heart behind these vigils was to come together and pray for the community, families affected, and for LCPD. This really affected my heart, and it affected my heart in a way that we are responsible for our community. It should be able to show up in force for support for Las Cruces. Even if people weren't involved and weren't there, there's always a sense of insecurity, a sense of fear. So even that, overcoming that as a community, we have a lot of work ahead of us there.
Come on, let's do this part together.
And I know that faith is one of the principal drivers of how we do good in this world, how we do good in our families, how we do good in our schools, how we do good in our community. And as we reflect on the tragedy that happened here in Las Cruces, and we reflect on the values that we each all have within our own families, I hope that this goes further beyond tonight's celebration, and that you can continue to communicate a message of hope and a message of opportunity for all of the youth here in Las Cruces.
Amen.
Because I grew up right here on the frontera, on the borderlands, and it's very important to me. So for all the young people, when you see something that's wrong, when you see something that shouldn't be happening, por favor, please make sure that you report it. Please make sure that you follow your faith and that you follow your family and that you keep other people safe. Because what happened this weekend is a terrible tragedy. It should have never happened. And so think about your parents, think about your family, and think about everybody who's done everything to get you to where you are today.
To bring salt and light for what we're called to be in the city, to bring hope, for people to know that we are not living in a hopeless place, but a place that there's loved ones that are wanting to come alongside, those that are maybe unsure, those that are feeling anxious or a little weary on what's going on, and say, as we stand as God's people, He will bring great and amazing hope to our city. First and foremost, I felt a sense of anxiousness for family members, because I also have children. I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. I'm a part of Heart for the World Church, and we also have a large youth group. So with our large youth group, it immediately drew me to who's there, and immediately to begin to pray for those that have to be, knowing my child is there and I have a loved one there, and I'm hoping that they're okay. So immediately started to pray for their hearts. I just really want to just share the love that we have for God's people, and that's our entire city, to know that first responders, to know that law enforcement, to know that our government agencies, that first and foremost we're lifting them up in prayer as they're trying to sift through, as they're trying to seek wisdom, to be able to help us walk through this, and that we know that with God all things are possible.